if you or I were to go to, let's say, United Arab Emirates or Qatar, and we said, we've secured funding, we want to build 100 churches in your country, they would say, no. And we would say, wait a minute, why not? What about religious freedom? If you were to ask me about what is an important difference today between Christianity and Islam, I would say that Islam has not lost the force of its original revelation. You have Muslims today of all educational levels and all over the world, and they are pretty much as serious about Islam as the Muslims were in the 8th century or the 7th century. And you can't say that that's true of Christianity, alas, by which I mean that the force of Christianity, which shaped the West, and the West cannot be comprehended outside of that Christian dynamism that drove it for 2,000 years. But it looks, at least to a lot of outsiders, and I'm not an outsider, but to a lot of outsiders, like Christianity has become a spent force. That yes, you got some devout believers, you got a Russell Brand, you got a pastor over here, but as a culture, the societies of the West are not animated by the Christian spirit in the way that they used to be. And I think we actually need to get a lot of that back. So it's not just in the fire of individual revelation, it's also the cultural fire. Look, the people like Columbus didn't get on a boat without having some Christian fire in them. I don't deny that Columbus may have had, I want to be an explorer, I want to find gold. Those motives were there too, but there was also that kind of, let's call it missionary zeal that comes out of genuine devoutness. And I think that we need that today to heal our own societies, but also to resist evil in the world.
I feel that perhaps part of the advance and evolution we might make in this fast evolving and advancing time is to assert once more that Christ and his church have to be at the very center of cultural life. What I mean is that the local church should be the heart of the community and government should be minimized where possible.
I do think that there's nothing wrong in even having a national ethic in which we are able to unapologetically assert certain Christian principles. Let me give an example practically of what I mean, because we seem to be speaking in a fairly high level. If you or I were to go to, let's say, United Arab Emirates or Qatar, and we said, we've secured funding, we want to build 100 churches in your country, they would say, no. And we would say, wait a minute, why not? What about religious freedom? Well, you have a lot of mosques around here. Why can't we're talking about buying private property and putting up our own churches. And they would go, sorry, pal, this is a Muslim society. And so we make the rules around here. We're not saying you can't have a church. We're just saying you can't have 100 churches because we want to have essentially a certain character and tone of the society as a whole. And we get to say what that is. Now, we have lost the ability in the West to do the same thing and to basically say, well, listen, we're not against religious freedom. We're not against people following their own religion, but the truth of it is we are a society with a kind of Christian ethic. Call it Judeo-Christian, call it Christian. To me, it's the same thing. Bottom line of it is we get to establish the kind of overall tone and character of the society. And if you don't like it, you're not forced to come here. But if you do come here, you need to subscribe to our system. You need to join our club. You need to live by our rules.
Do you like gambling? It's dangerous, it's bad for you, don't do it. But if you do it, use Polymarket, you can gamble on anything. If you follow politics, you know everyone's got an opinion, your group chats, pundits, and of course me, we've all got opinions, right? But Polymarket can actually get real odds on what's likely to happen. Why don't you gamble your way to the top, like Biff in Back to the Future 2, when he got that almanac? You will be like Biff. Polymarket is a prediction market where people trade on real events, elections, debates, policy moves, erections, and honestly, it's great. And it doesn't stop at politics. There are markets on the economy, tech, sports, pop culture, erections, and even weird stuff that takes over the internet for a week. It's all live, it's transparent, and it gives you a vibe check on what people really think. Ooh, look at these people on Epstein Island. Who knew? You stinking, filthy perverts. Not you, I mean them. You didn't go to Epstein Island, did you? You were just at home. What was the worst thing you've done? Looked at porn. Shouldn't do that either, actually. And if you look at Polymarkets, you can gamble on why and what type of porn. Oh, look at that, big boobs. Black versus white, using their winkies as swords. I don't know. Sith versus Jedi. Work it out for yourselves using Polymarket. See you later, baby.
Thanks for watching the video. Have a look at this one over here, or join us Monday, Wednesday and Friday on Rumble.